You know that feeling when the modern world is just a little too loud, a little too fast? What if the secret to finding a moment of peace wasn't in some new app or a fancy productivity hack, but in a 700-year-old poem from Korea? Today, we're going to unlock the quiet wisdom that's been hiding inside just a few simple lines of ancient verse. It's pretty amazing stuff.
So here's our game plan. We'll start with a feeling we all know too well, and then we'll meet the poem itself. We're going to break down its imagery piece by piece, really get the philosophy behind it, and then, and this is the best part, we'll see how to bring all that ancient wisdom right into our modern lives.
All right, first up, let's just set the stage with a very, very modern problem.
Seriously, think about it. Between all the deadlines, the pings from our phones, and this constant pressure to just do more, where do you find that quiet space? You know, that feeling of pure, simple contentment. It's something we're all looking for, and our guide today found his answer by just looking out at his village.
And here is that guide. We're hopping in a time machine all the way back to the 14th century, to the Goryeo Dynasty in Korea, to meet a scholar named Cheom and his really remarkable poem, Ja-jeok.
The title itself is the core lesson, Ja-jeok. It's made of two Hanja characters. The first one, Z, is pronounced Ja in Korean, and it means oneself. The second, jeok, is pronounced juk, and it means to enjoy. Put them together, and Ja-jeok is this beautiful idea of enjoying life to the fullest, totally free from all those worldly concerns. It's all about contentment.
And here it is, in all its glory. Just 4 lines, 20 characters. I know, it looks so simple, but trust me, each character is like a single brushstroke, painting this picture of incredible peace. So let's decode it together, line by line.
Okay, let's jump into the first 2 lines and see how the poet starts to build this world of tranquility. It all starts with the quiet life just growing all around him.
"舍後桑枝嫰," and what it means is, behind the house, the mulberry branches are tender. The poet is painting a picture of spring quietly arriving, just by noticing the soft, new growth on a mulberry tree. It's that simple.
The second line goes, "Shu-sayo hei-up-chu." This translates to, west of the garden, the scallion leaves sprout. See how his focus is narrowing? He's looking at the tiniest signs of life just bursting out of the ground.
And this is the very plant the poet was looking at. This type of scallion is called yeomgo in Korean. It's not some rare exotic flower. It's a humble everyday vegetable. But for the poet, seeing it quietly and persistently sprouting was this powerful sign that the very foundations of life in his village were stable and healthy. Yeah, this simple little plant was woven right into the fabric of daily life. People would harvest it, pickle it, and it would provide nourishment. It represents a life that's simple, sustainable, and totally in tune with the rhythms of nature. So this isn't just a pretty landscape. It's really a portrait of a community where the basics of life are secure.
So those first 2 lines set this peaceful, natural scene. But the next 2, this is where the human element comes in, and it's where we find the poem's true emotional core.
The third line is paidong chunsuman. It simply means the pond is full with spring water. It's just a beautiful, clean image of nature's abundance after a long, cold winter.
And now, for the final line that ties it all together, "Cheer haitsing ju." This gives us this unforgettable image. A young child knows how to pull a boat.
But this isn't just a cute picture, right? This child is such a powerful symbol. This isn't the son of some high-ranking official. No, this is a village kid, happily and skillfully playing out on the pond. Their health, their freedom, their capability, it's a living, breathing sign that the entire community is at peace. It means life is free from worry and that the future feels secure.
So let's connect these beautiful images, the sprouting plants, the capable child, to the really deep philosophical idea that moved the poet to write this in the first place.
And this is the heart of Ja-jeok. The poet's happiness isn't coming from his own success or what he owns. His joy, his deep contentment, it comes from observing the well-being of the world around him. He sees tender branches, new sprouts, and the carefree child, and he feels this profound sense of peace because life itself is flourishing.
This feeling is actually rooted in a core Confucian virtue known as in, which is pronounced in Korean. It means benevolence, humaneness, this deep, genuine care for others. So the poet isn't just watching, he's practicing in. His own happiness is totally tied to the happiness of his community. The whole poem is really an act of love and empathy.
Okay, this is all beautiful, but you might be thinking, what does a 700-year-old poem about a village have to do with us here and now? Well, as it turns out, everything.
I mean, look at this contrast. The poet's world and ours feel miles apart. He found joy in simplicity. We're surrounded by complexity. He found contentment in his community's well-being. We're constantly pushed to focus on our own personal achievements. He celebrated Ja-jeok, while our world seems to celebrate restless, endless ambition. This ancient poem is basically holding up a mirror to our modern lives. So the real takeaway here is a totally new lens to see the world through. The wisdom of Ja-jeok invites us to find peace not by adding more things to our lives, but by noticing more. Find joy in the small things. Let the happiness of other people, a friend's success, a stranger's kindness, actually be a source of your own happiness. Practice that benevolence, that in, just by being aware and wishing the world well.
And that really brings us to our final thought. The poet saw tender mulberry branches and a child pulling a boat. What will you see? I'll leave you with this question. What simple moment of flourishing life, a sprouting plant, a laughing child, a helping hand, can you notice and truly appreciate today to find your own little moment of Ja-jeok?